Hi guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life. How are we all doing? I hope you're all really well. Now don't forget guys to hit that subscribe button if this is your first time here, and don't forget to stick around until the end of the video because I will be responding to some of your comments from my previous videos. Okay guys, right, my brain is fried. Like literally, all these trailers have been coming out in the last 24 hours. I was up until like 2 AM this morning waiting to record one of these trailers because I heard that Channel 5 were dropping them. So my head is a little bit fried. I mean, I'm currently recording this on, like, I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday the 5th of August. So this might actually not get to you guys until tomorrow, Friday, because it's like 10 to 6 now and I've got to edit the video and everything. But anyway guys, stick with it, stay with me. I might be all over the place in this video, but I've got a script that I'm going to be following, so let's see how this goes. Just to warn you guys, this is probably going to be a massive long video because there was a huge trailer that 5-star dropped on us today. So get yourselves comfy, grab yourself a cuppa, grab yourself a vodka, and get yourselves comfy, and let's start. Okay guys, well it's been a mad 24 hours with all these UK trailers dropping. Now there are currently 3 trailers doing the rounds on 5-star. There is a small 10-second teaser which I posted last night, but there's also a 30-second trailer, but there's also a big 55 to 60-second trailer which reveals quite a lot of what's to come. Now what I loved about these trailers is the fact that there was so much that we didn't see on the Foxtel trailers, and this has given us loads of opportunities to speculate some more on what we think is going to happen. So seeing as I picked apart the Foxtel trailers, it only seems fair for me to do the same with this UK trailer. So let's start with the beginning. So the trailer opens up and we see those moments again where Ali is stabbed in a shower block and she falls to the floor. Then there are some words that come up on the screen saying, "With the top dog down, everything's about to change." We also have Judy Bryant walking along somewhere in the prison looking a little bit suspicious because, of course, Judy has a big nasty secret that she needs to stop from coming out. Interestingly though, we then see a clip from last year where the cell door opens and we see Mari looking very tired. This was last year now when Mari was in protection last season after the siege, and I think she was pretty much segregated from the other women for like 3 months or something. Not sure whether if this is some sort of clue to something bigger that's going to happen, or whether if it's just Channel 5 reminding us a little bit of what happened last year just to refresh our memories. We then have Joan looking into a mirror. Not sure if this is in her own cell or if she's in someone else's cell. I think maybe Joan is going to be having a lot of flashbacks this year, and let's be honest guys, Joan does enjoy looking in a mirror when she's having one of her spaced out moments. We then see Lou Kelly and Reb Keane in the yard, and Mari Winter seems to be watching them in the distance, and Lou turns around and looks at Mari. Now I think Lou Kelly would pretty much be really happy to throw Mari to the dogs. In fact, I'm pretty sure Lou would love to smash Mari's head in herself, but of course Anne Reynolds has done a deal with Lou to look after the women from protection in order to get Reb's treatment, so Lou has to continue this deal for the moment. But Mari had stood up to Lou a few times, even to the point where Lou snapped and throttled Mari. So there's definitely no love lost between these two, and of course Mari has a huge soft spot for Reb, so Mari is going to try her best to try and come between these two. We then see some women in the yard, and I think in the background there we can see Ali, and she's in a wheelchair being wheeled by someone. Now this could be the scene from the photo that we saw the other day, where Ali comes back into the prison and the women greet her, and Boomer I think is giving her a little hug. Plus it looks like it's filmed from the same bird's eye view, so I do think it's from the same scene. Also in this screenshot of the trailer we can see that Lou and Reb are there in the yard, and I think that is Sheila there too. We then have Boomer and Lou having a bit of a stare off, and I'm wondering whether this this will happen in the same scene where Ali is brought back into the yard. Maybe Luke Kelly makes a joke and this pisses off Boomer. I can just about make out that there's Jake in the background too, so I think this could be from the same scene. Now this next part of the trailer definitely made my blood boil. So we have Judy shouting out, "This is for Ali," and then Judy runs to attack Lou. So we saw a little bit of this on Foxtel's trailer, and we saw Judy running at Lou, but we didn't really know what the reason was until now. So it looks like that when Ali comes back, she's going to tell the women that she thinks it's Lou who attacked her, and Judy is going to use that information, and she's going to try to attack Lou in front of everyone just to make herself look totally loyal to Ali. So there's going to be no suspicion on her should Lou convince Ali that it wasn't her. I also think this is Judy's way of stirring up a lot more trouble. I've said in my previous videos that I think Judy is definitely going to cause a lot of trouble between the women in the prison, and could even be responsible for Mari's lynching in the shower block. What I found interesting as well is when Judy runs at Lou, she runs past Sheila, and you can clearly make out that Sheila really is observing everyone and everything that's going on. I can't quite put my finger on how Sheila's story is going to play out, but I'm really excited to see what the writers have in store for us. Some more words pop up on the screen saying an explosive final season, which of course we already know, but I'm wondering whether this is a hint to an explosion that we've all been talking about for months. We also see Ferguson in the kitchen looking menacing as usual. I'm not sure, she might even be watching somebody in the distance in this screenshot, who knows. We then have a clip of Mari being pulled back during that fight scene, which of course we saw this in Foxtel's trailer. This is part of the fight scene that we saw where Rita, I think she's having a fight in the yard with Lou Kelly's crew. In the next part of the trailer, we see Lou Kelly being dragged away in the dining room by two officers, and Lou is screaming out, "I declare myself as top dog." Wow. Okay, so in Foxtel's trailer, we saw Lou screaming in Boomer's face, "You did nothing." So I think this is part of the same scene. And I think this is definitely gonna happen after Reb's death, and Lou is maybe blaming Boomer for maybe not doing anything to try and help find Reb's killer. And I think Lou's just gonna go crazy in this scene. She's probably gonna call Boomer a shit top dog and that she's spineless. And then as Lou is being taken away, I think this is why she will then shout out that she's going to declare herself as the new top dog. I mean, why not? Now we all know last year Lou Kelly did say that top dog is a mugs game, as they always end up dead. But at this point I don't think Lou Kelly is going to really care about that. Lou will just want the power to be able to take over, find Reb's killer, and destroy anyone that gets in her way. She's fearless, and I mean, I don't think Lou Kelly would actually be scared of dying. She didn't even really care when Ali was about to chop off her finger. I just think that if Lou Kelly can avenge Reb's death, then I'm sure that Lou will die happy as top dog. And not only that, she will be back with Reb. After this scene, I then think this will probably lead up to the fight scene that Lou is going to have in the laundry with Boomer. I think this is going to be the fight of top dog, and it's going to be so good because Boomer and Lou Kelly really do hate each other, so it's going to be a proper grudge match. Then some more words pop up on the screen saying questions answered, which is fantastic because we all have a lot of unanswered questions, especially about Joan, and I also think this could be hinting with Joan having some flashbacks, and maybe this is when we'll see Officer Murphy come back in as flashback forms. I also think we will learn more about Anne Reynolds because I definitely think she has got a lot of secrets, and I think she might have a little plan of her own that maybe we don't even know about yet. We then see Judy Bryant, and I think she's outside in the yard, but she doesn't look like she's in prison uniform. It looks like some sort of black jacket. Maybe she's on her way to court, or maybe she is being extradited to the US, or she somehow managed to get her charges dropped and is leaving the prison. Now, I really hope it's just Judy going to court, because Judy needs to be discovered by the end of the season. She really needs a good beating. Do you guys remember what happened to Cherry after Drago bashed her in the shower block way back in season 6? And then Linda Miles said that Cherry was now a head on a stick. Well, basically, I think Judy should have this kind of treatment and be paralysed from the neck down. Honestly, guys, Oh god, I'm being a bit brutal now, but it's true, isn't it? I'd rather see something bad happen to Judy rather than just have her killed in an instant. She needs to pay for what she's done to Ali. We then see Mari watching somebody in the distance in the yard. I'm not sure whether this is part of the same scene of Judy walking through in the yard wearing the black jacket. Maybe it is. Maybe at this point Mari knows it was Judy that attacked Ali. Who knows? We then got Sheila outside in the yard looking worried and a little bit sad and wondering whether if this is after Reb's death and Sheila can't quite believe what the hell has happened. Not only that, but Sheila knows what Lou is capable of, and maybe Sheila is worried for what Lou has planned for the prison now that Lou has totally lost it after the death of Reb. We then have Vera and Ferguson in Ferguson's cell, and Vera is saying, "What is your end game, you crazy lunatic?" And while Vera says this, Ferguson starts to smile. So, I've got a feeling that Joan is going to reveal her true self to Vera, but I think Ferguson is also going to produce that photograph of the graveside in order for Vera to keep her mouth shut. I then think Ferguson may blackmail Vera to do whatever she wants. Actually, thinking of it, Ferguson could blackmail Vera into giving her a character reference in court. Maybe she'll make Vera say that she also believes that Joan has indeed lost her memory to support Dr. Miller. I actually think this could happen, because when we saw these photos where it looks like Joan is waiting at the courthouse with Vera, Joan is looking pleased with herself in this photo, but then in this other photo, Vera is now looking pretty pleased with herself after she turns her back on Ferguson. So I have a feeling Vera might play along with Joan, saying, "Okay, I'll give you a character reference," but then maybe Vera will double cross Joan at the last minute in court. Oh my god, I'm getting excited. These two are definitely going to come to blows by the end of the season, and it's going to be absolutely electric. Right then, in the next part of this trailer, which I think is my favourite part in this whole trailer, we see Luke Haley climbing a fence looking like she is escaping from Wentworth. Like, wow. This gave me goosebumps when I first saw it. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. It's like a second and a half long, but it's so powerful. I definitely think this could be like part of the final episode. I mean, if this 1.5 second is powerful, can you imagine what the whole thing is going to be like? So if we take a close look, we can see that Lou is actually injured while she's climbing the fence, because she's got blood all around her mouth and down the sides of her mouth. So I think Lou has probably had a fight just before she climbs this fence. This could be a fight scene with Rita, because we've seen those photos, you know, with Lou and Rita at the fence, and Rita even has a stunt double with her in this scene. I do have another theory that Lou could also be injured maybe after a bomb has gone off in the prison. I mean, we don't know there's going to be a bomb, but I think we're all like hoping there's going to be a huge explosion or something. It's the final episode, there's got to be a bomb. But anyway, I reckon a bomb may have gone off in the prison, and Lou is making an attempt to get out of the prison while the prison is in chaos. Maybe Rita tries to stop her, which could be the reason for the fight scene. There is also another theory that I came up with, that maybe this isn't Lou escaping, but indeed she is chasing someone. Let's just say it is, for example, Judy Bryant, who kills Reb. Maybe it's Judy that's actually escaping after setting off a bomb in the prison, and this is actually Luke Haley climbing the fence chasing Judy in order to kill her in a final brutal scene. Also, if this were to happen, Luke could still escape after she kills Judy, and go on the run. Because let's face it, if Lou goes on the rampage this year, which we pretty much know she's going to, and let's say she does end up killing 1 or 2 people, then Lou will end up spending the rest of her life in prison, pretty much like B. Smith did. So maybe this will be Lou's final attempt of freedom in the final episode. I don't know what it is, guys, but it's going to be absolutely off this scale. I've just got goosebumps talking about it. Absolutely outstanding. standing. Okay guys, moving on now. So more words then pop up on the screen saying secrets exposed. And of course there are a hell of a lot of secrets to come out in these final 10 episodes. So yes, there's going to be a lot of secrets exposed. We then have a creepy close-up of Joan's eyes, and she seems to be covered by a blue light. I'm guessing that maybe this is part of one of Joan's flashbacks. Maybe after she was saved by Officer Murphy and she was living on the streets, or maybe after Murphy's death and Joan went onto the streets then, didn't she? Maybe it's something like that, I don't know. It could actually be maybe Joan in the freezer, opening her eyes before she gets herself out. Mental. Whatever's happening here, Joan seriously means business. Those eyes are scary. Next part of the trailer, we have Vera pouring a hell of a lot of powder into a jug. Now, I have no idea what the hell this powder is. I can only imagine that it's not anything good. But the fact that Vera is pouring tons of this stuff into a jug is just, wow, mind-blowing. Like, I seriously think that Vera is out to maybe murder Joan in this scene. I mean, straight after that, Vera is looking at a bottle of something. I'm guessing this might be a drink that she's just spiked by pouring whatever that was in that jug into the bottle, or the bottle that she's actually holding is just the powder stuff that she's just used. I don't know about you guys, but there seems to be a lot of powder going into drinks in these trailers. Also, in this screenshot, I can't be sure, but is that possibly one of those freezers that Vera is standing next to? You know, the freezer where the hand comes out? Maybe Vera is going to try and drug Ferguson and, I don't know, stick her in the freezer. I don't know, my brain's going into overdrive now. These trailers are so insane, I think anything could happen. I could actually believe that Vera could put Joan in a bloody freezer. I definitely think Vera could go way too far this year. I mean, we all know she euthanized her mother back in season 2, so she's definitely capable of killing someone. And if Joan does blackmail Vera with that photograph, then Vera may have no choice, and Vera is going to be pretty pissed off when she finds out that Ferguson has photos and a passport of baby Grace. Vera will pretty much do anything for that baby, and so she should, like any mother, and so will Jake as well. So Ferguson may have to tread carefully, because we all know what happens to blackmailers. Just ask Officer Murphy. This also got me thinking that what if it's Vera who accidentally kills Reb? Oh god. Can you imagine? It would be one hell of a twist that none of us see coming. Oh my god, I don't think I could cope if it is Vera, but wow. She's doing something bad with that powder, guys, I'm telling you now. Anyway, we then see some flashbacks to the time when Will buries Ferguson alive. I'm assuming these will be in Joan's flashbacks again, but not only that, I think this is probably hinting that Ferguson is 100% going to be coming for Will after what he did. And there is definitely going to be a final showdown between these two. It's been a long time coming. We then also see the scene from last year when Joan was about to kidnap baby Grace from the car. Now I'm worried, as this is probably a hint that this storyline is going to be revisited. Vera, I'd lock your doors and windows straight away. We then have Lou and Reb walking along in the prison, and Lou has her arms wrapped around Reb. This is just, I think, a way of torturing us viewers, because we all know what's going to happen to Reb early on this season, and it's literally going to be a punch to the stomach, and that's exactly what Kate Box said in that Behind the Bars documentary. The trailer then cuts to Joan saying something terrible will happen, and she says it in a real worried Joan Ferguson voice. I'm not sure if she's actually acting or not to Dr. Miller maybe, but in a similar scene we see Joan turn around and say, "I'm Joan Ferguson." So I'm assuming Joan is confiding in Dr. Miller. Now, while I've been making this video today, I just have to give a shout out to Liam James. Liam dropped me a message on Instagram telling me that he has a theory about Joan and Dr. Miller. So this is what Liam says. I believe Dr. Miller is going to be blackmailed by Joan, because if you remember that Dr. Miller said, "I am, yes," when someone in court said, "Are you willing to stake your professional career on that?" And now Dr. Miller is at a crossroads where he'll have to choose his career or help Joan, and he will have no choice. I also believe there is something more more to him. I have always said Joan and him are siblings. So that is a great observation there, Liam, and thank you for sharing that with me. And I think you may have hit the nail on the head there, because if it all does come out that Joan has got her memory back, then nobody is going to believe that Joan just randomly got her memory back with a flick of a switch. Everyone is going to think that Joan has been pretending the whole time, and has indeed fooled Dr. Miller. And Dr. Miller would then face serious consequences, because he went into court and was asked if he would stake his whole career on it, and Dr. Miller said, yes I do. So if Ferguson does confide in Dr. Miller, which I think she does after watching this trailer, then maybe Dr. Miller will want to pretty much cover it up and keep it quiet. I don't even think Joan will have to blackmail him. I just think, as Liam said in his original post, he'll just have no choice but to keep quiet. So great theory there, thank you again, Liam. Also in the trailer we see Joan being brought into the prison in the same area where vans come in and they bring in new prisoners. So I'm guessing maybe this is Ferguson coming back from court. Maybe at this stage she is just going to be waiting now for a final verdict or something. We also see Joan and Will giving each other some looks as she's walking past him. It's rather messed up when you think about it, because they're both probably looking at each other hoping that the other person doesn't know their secret. In Ferguson's case it would be about her memory, and in Will's case it will be about him burying her alive. It's totally mental, and my god, they really have got some fantastic stories to tie up this year. And I've never known so many stakes to be so high before. Yes, we've had huge storylines and huge episodes in the past, but there is just so much going on, so many huge storylines that need to have closure in these final 10 episodes. It's just insane. I mean, I've always been excited for a new season of Wentworth to start, but honestly guys, I think this is the most excited I have ever been for a new season to begin. I mean, it's very bittersweet as it is going to be the final season, but at least the show is going to go out with a massive bang and on a massive high. So guys, what did you think of the UK trailer? Did it blow you away like it did for me? Quick funny moment I'm going to drop in here now, but you know the amazing Michelle? Well, I woke up this morning to the news of all these new trailers, and I sent over a load of trailers to Michelle's Instagram account. Now Michelle lives in the US, so I knew it was the middle of the night out there. So I've been waiting all day, waiting for Michelle to wake up and see these amazing trailers. Like, literally no word of a lie, I was checking my phone every 10 minutes. But Michelle has now indeed seen it, and she is blown away too, and I'm pretty sure Michelle is going to be making a breakdown video over on her channel too as we speak. So if you don't want to miss it, then please head over to Michelle's YouTube channel and give her a cheeky subscribe. Also, I have to do a huge shout out for Arts by Cooper for sending me over a photo of this beautiful Wentworth painting. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I really wish I had the talent to do this sort of thing. But not only that, I also then had a look at Arts by Cooper's Instagram profile and saw a ton of other artwork which literally blew me away. But thank you so much, Arts by Cooper, for sharing that with me, and guys, please head over to Instagram and take a look at the amazing artwork. I will leave a link underneath this video. Okay guys, it's now time for some comment replies. So we have Dusty Daisy. When does this come out? I'm here in the States and I'm jumping up and down. Well, Dusty Daisy, I'm jumping up and down with you. We'll jump up and down together, okay? I'm really sorry, I don't know when it gets released in the United States. Going by previous years, I'm sure it gets released on Netflix. I don't know, is it about a week after it's finished in Australia? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe somebody on here can answer the question for you for definite, but hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Thank you, Dusty Daisy. And we have Green Eyes. Obviously going to be a good few deaths. This will be the excuse to not be filming anymore. Gonna be a bumpy ride, hold on to your butts. 100% Green Eyes, I tell you what, I'm gonna be literally sweating. I'm gonna be like biting my nails, everything when I watch these episodes. Thank you for your comment. And we have Dale O'Brien. Wow, wow, wow. Cheers for the clip, Craig. Can't believe Judy running it loose saying this is for Ali. What a hard-faced bitch. I am Joan Ferguson. Yay, welcome home, Joe. It's all getting real now. One love to you, Craig. Well, thank you for that lovely comment, Dale. And of course, if I can get like recordings of these trailers, because Channel 5, they tend to release their trailers on TV rather than post them online, whereas Foxtel, I think they're the opposite. They post them online first before they start airing on Foxtel TV. Whenever I get the opportunity, I will always record the trailers on my phone as best as I can. And yes, John Ferguson is 100% back. I got a feeling she's going to give us quite a shock this season. But anyway, Dale, thank you for your comment. And we have Phoebe. Holy shit. Lou climbing the fence. That scene has to be where her and Rita fight in the yard. I swear down, if Rita doesn't make it, crying face. Yes, Phoebe, I'm with you. Look, if Rita and Lou do have a fight, I don't really care who wins and who loses. Just please don't kill Rita. Don't kill Rita. She has to live. She's such a strong character. Please don't do this to us. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster as it is, so please spare us, Rita. But I'm with you. Lou climbing the fence, I'm telling you, it is like, when just that short little clip, it is literally, you can just tell it's going to be a huge episode. I'm excited. Thank you for your comment, Phoebe, and thank you to all of you wonderful people out there for your amazing comments and theories. Some of you have been really spot on with some of your predictions so far. There's far too many of you to mention by name, but you know who you are, so well done, everyone. Keep those comments coming, as I am going to try and answer a bumper load of comments and answer a lot of your questions in the next few weeks just before the season begins. Right then, guys, well, I made it to the end even though I'm absolutely knackered, but guys, thank you all for sticking around until the end of the video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, stay safe, and I'll see you all again very soon.